How much have you been trying to avoid everything that seems uncomfortable, everything that seems painful, everyone that seems uncomfortable, everyone that's in pain? How much have you been avoiding the areas of your body that you judge as though that's your only choice? We put ourselves into existence instead of thriving. And my sense is our bodies are asking us to learn to thrive. Bases is plural for basis, which is basically the bricks in the foundation of what you consider more real than you, and will fight to the death, even when you're on fire, to prove that this is reality for you. So one of the bases of reality as it relates to bodies is that our bodies are a limitation. But what if they're not? If you can begin to get the sense of being an infinite being, or even conceive of what it could be like, would a being that was truly infinite, because infinite means as big as all universes, would a being that big create a finite body? A body that had problems, a body that aged, a body that suffered as it got older? Or would an infinite being create a body that was continuously generative? One of the things that I notice with people and bodies around the world is each area around the world has their own bases for what they consider appropriate embodiment. With our bodies, the way we do things around the world dynamically is based on what everybody has done there for thousands of years. And then you take into account recent time. And the interesting part is part of the basis for what we have as our bodies is the history, not just of our family, but our country, our culture. So all of those bases for embodiment that, number one, creates you as normal with your body while simultaneously knowing you're something different, while simultaneously not being willing to choose to be the miraculous difference that you can be with your body, which is what this entire book is about. As you let go of the bases for what you've considered reality, the space of being opens up. And that's really what body whispering is about, is being the infinite being you are with your body so that it can be the non-limited creature that it actually is. And so I can say that sentence and we would probably all go, that sounds awesome. But how do you get there? Well, that's what the book is about. It's the practical, pragmatic, miraculous, energetic, conscious tools to embody as the miracle that you truly are, that you were always meant to be, and that you just haven't had the tools to get to. If you go to question instead of judgment, for example, so take one area of your body that you're still judging. Now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to be with it for a moment and lower your walls and barriers. And how much of those bases are not even yours? What we've learned to do in this reality is try to segment everything into good, which is what you should choose, and then bad, which you shouldn't choose. Okay, well, wow, that's a pretty black and white view of the world. Exactly. That's the basis of this whole reality, a black and white view of the world. What we've learned that we have to do is, in order to have good and not have bad, we separate from bad and go over here to only good, except that whole thing is all judgment, all of it. And our bodies show us every single judgment we have. And they also show us every single judgment of our bodies we have and our lives and everything. And they're an amazing tool for becoming aware that we're doing this, because there will be all kinds of places that we have a charge regarding our body. There'll be lots of places we'll feel something with something going on out here that we have a charge about or a judgment about. And so, as I asked you to get the sense of an area of your body that you're still judging or have a point of view about, and we all have them, me included, I'm like, come on, we need more of this, we need less of this. But as you get present with it, if you'll allow yourself instead, and this is huge, if you'll allow yourself instead of avoiding whatever it is that that seems like it's so painful for you right now, whether that's with your body or anywhere else, but our bodies can show us, because of their gentle space of the very consciousness they can show us that we can do this and be this. So if you'll get really present with it rather than avoid it, look at this for a moment. How much have you been trying to avoid everything that seems uncomfortable, everything that seems painful, everyone that seems uncomfortable, everyone that's in pain? How much have you been avoiding the areas of your body that you judge as though that's your only choice? The thing that actually occurs is when we do this avoidance, that's exactly what we're doing, is we're maintaining existence. By our very idea that there are things we can't be present with and can't handle, we put ourselves into existence instead of thriving. And my sense is our bodies are asking us to learn to thrive, which is our nature, which is interesting. You avoid everything that's uncomfortable. You judge things as right and wrong, good and bad, and you avoid all the bad and the wrong, and you avoid the people, and you avoid everything. And not only do you avoid it, but here's what you do. You know what? I have an idea. Don't just avoid it in the moment. Create walls of judgment about what and who is wrong and bad, and put all that over here behind the wall, and then solidify that wall of judgment, just like the rest of the world is doing right now, so we can be on opposite sides of the wall. So if you have this point of view, you're over here because my point of view is this. Thank you, politics. Thank you, stupid, fucking unconscious world that we are living in. And the one thing that can change it is you and your choice for more consciousness. Because it's not just you, it's each of us individually and collectively. And our bodies are begging us to hear this and choose this. So, what really becomes vital is, and one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves and be for us in the world, is to no longer avoid anything. So, if I have you think of that part of your body that you were in judgment of and having points of view about, is it any different after this conversation? And some of you are like, yes, some of you are like, no, some of you are like, I have no clue. None of those are wrong. In each moment, we each experience the universe differently. And then we try to put our body in a box and act like our bodies are these static organisms that either look and feel great or look and feel shitty. That's it. Black and white. That's all there is. Right now, your body has over 1 trillion biochemical processes going on. Stuff is going in and out and changing all the time. If you could get that sense of what you've been judging about your body, let's do something different. Acknowledge it right now and lower your walls and barriers and just be with it. If your tummy's too big, just imagine yourself looking at you in the mirror and seeing it and being like, just be with whatever shows up. Might be a lot of judgment, might be yuck. By the way, a lot of it might not be yours, but just be with whatever it is and be like, hi. Let's be as kind to us as we would be with a really good friend that we really cared about. Let's be as kind with our bodies as we would be with a really good friend that we really cared about. Because our bodies would like to be, and it's not rocket science. It's just a shift in perspective and choice. We no longer have to avoid, and instead can be not just connected, but in communion with our bodies. See, what it creates is exactly what it creates with us in the world with other people. If if we have that beautiful chance and possibility to truly be in communion, it creates two consciousnesses working together. And when that happens, we can change anything, anything. So part of this reality's vested point of view is to keep you separate from your body. So you never have something that is there that can always show you what's true. They have this thing called a litmus test that I don't know, when I was in school, we used to use litmus paper. Is it acid or is it base? And so your body could be a litmus test for you about what's true. And it could also show you the lies you've been living with, but not from judgment. But in order to have that, we need to receive its gentle communication. And sometimes it's gentle, and it does gentle for a very long time before it ever slaps you upside the face with a brick. It's primarily because we won't listen to the whispers, because we've been spending our lives avoiding. And more than anything else right now, and especially with the bases conversation, is for us to get more present and no longer avoid what's right in front of us and no longer avoid what's around us. So our bodies can show us that. If you ask, with that area of your body, if you just choose, okay, no matter what comes up, no matter how ugly it is, no matter how uncomfortable, I'm going to take 3 to 4 minutes right now and just be with it. Now, it may only take 3 to 4 seconds, quite frankly, but what you'll notice is you'll notice what you notice. One of the possible energetics of that, as you get present with your body and stop avoiding it, is you also realize, number one, you don't need to hate it anymore. Number two, there's been a lot of stuff there that you bought that is not yours as your way of interacting with your body, which is all the bases. And number three, a shift in your presence, your body's presence, your presence together into more communion.